Hey, like I said, just coming to you on May the 4th, Star Wars Day, just with a little reminder. It's funny, the whole idea behind Star Wars, okay, I'm a Star Wars fan, so you're just going to have to put up with this for today. The whole idea of Star Wars is that there's this huge evil in the universe that has to be beaten by a hero, and the power of that hero is from this sort of unexpected spiritual source, right? And so the hero wins based on this weird unknown spiritual power rather than, the obvious huge power that everyone sees. And although obviously there are not a lot of positive spiritual messages from Star Wars, I think that sort of theme that runs through it is really positive. And that's something that we sort of see reflected in our Christian lives, to be honest. If you look at 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, there have been a lot of, I've used this verse a lot lately, so if you've heard me say this already, I'm sorry. But it says, it's Paul, and he's talking about how he's asked God to take away this thorn that he has in the flesh, this thing that he struggled with. We don't know if it was a physical ailment, it may have been blindness, or if it was something else. But he just refers to it as a thorn in the flesh. And he asks God to take it away from him. It says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 8 and 9, it says, 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. But he said, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest on me. And just as we deal with this coronavirus thing, there's a lot of big evils. Like the virus itself is this sort of big evil that we can't overcome right now. Like we don't have the power to overcome it. There's obviously also a lot of sort of stupid people out there that are exposing people needlessly and exposing themselves needlessly, and they're not taking sort of just normal risk or normal precautions against risks. There's also a very real fear of government overreach. Like we're in Michigan, there's a lot of controversial stuff going on, and we're aware that, the government's doing some things that we may or may not be comfortable with. But within all of those things, we have to realize that those are just sort of big evils that we can't conquer or defeat on our own. And so when we feel hopeless, when we feel like we don't have any more options, we have to go back and say, Lord, you're the one. You're the one that is actually the power in this situation. And so my weakness, my inability to conquer this, I need to turn back to the Lord and say, okay, Lord, you're the one that's in control. I need to rest in your power and allow you to be the one that's in charge, rather than, either stressing out or being anxious about this situation or being concerned that I don't have the power to overcome it. Just saying, it's the Lord's, and I need to turn over to him and allow him to work. Because ultimately, him working through these situations is the thing that's actually going to be for our benefit. And that's where we need to rest. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.